So I just wanted to show the mitered spline setup here. So basically last night I cut all the splines in the panels here, which just basically took me most of the day actually. Well, I got half the panels. I got the walnut splines put in, so I'm finishing the rest of today, but it was very tedious. So basically there's 8 splines per panel, and each spline requires 4 cuts on the table saw because the table saw's blade is only an 1/8 inch thick, so that required 4 cuts. So that's a total of well, there's a total of 64 splines since there are 8 panels, and there's 8 splines per panel, and then 4 cuts per spline came out to 256 cuts. So yeah, it took 256 cuts. Took a long time, and if you don't get it right, or if you mess it up, that panel is pretty much junk. You just ruined your panel. So had to be careful. It was very tedious, but once I got it set up and the ball rolling, it was okay. So basically what I'm doing now is I've got my little setup here. I want to basically have these as a press fit. So let's see if I can do this with one hand on the camera. Oops. So you can see here, it's a lot easier with 2 hands, but this does go in by hand. There we go. So once I have it in there like that, so I have to sand these down. Instead of getting them perfect with the saw, I got the spline cuts very close, and then I just sand down the walnut material, the actual splines, until I get that press fit that I want. Because trying to do that with the table saw, it's risky, so you end up getting too much slack. Some of these walnut pieces, this is from another piece. It's basically a walnut hobby board from Home Depot. So here's another one from Home Depot. For some reason, Home Depot's thickness wasn't consistent, and I used a different piece as my feeler gauge, if you will, when I had them on the table saw, because you can see that this one goes in too easy. See that? That's what I don't want. I don't want it that easy. I want that nice press fit like that. I might loosen that up a little bit more, but anyways, sanding is how I'm getting my exact pressure that I want. And then I just take a hammer, and once I get it in there and it's all glued up, then I just tap it on the corner a few times, and that'll seat these corners here, because probably can't tell from the camera, but you get like little ridges in the saw there, and I don't want that. I want that nice and flush and perfectly even as possible. So I tap it with the hammer, and that kind of knocks the wood is soft, so it knocks those ridges down nice and flush, and then you get a nice flush edge there. And I'll just show you one that's all glued up here. So this is all glued up, and I'll let that dry till tonight. It's the morning now, or maybe overnight. And then I'll use my flush cut saw to saw them off, and then sand it down, and that's it. So stay tuned for the next video, and I'll describe the next process in that video. Thanks for watching.